Hey, what's up guys, it's Jake aka Tag, and today we're back at it again with one of the best Goblin Giant bait decks in Clash Royale. Seriously, this entire deck is full of bait and surprises with the Sparky, the Spear Goblins, the Goblin Gang, the Bats, and the Minion Horde. There are only 3 cards in this deck that are not bait, and 2 of them are tanks that allow your bait cards to successfully get on your opponent's tower. So if your opponent decides to zap or snowball on top of your Goblin Gang or your Minion Horde and you have a miner in front of it, that will just take their tower. Right now in the meta, this is a deck that no one will ever expect. When they see Goblin Giant, they don't know what you're playing because they don't see the card ever. I love playing off-meta Sparky decks and off-meta Goblin Giant decks that people will never expect because they won't know how to counter it. So let's go jump straight into some games and assert some dominance with some unpredictable plays. Also, if you guys are not already supporting me in the shop, my creator code is SirTag. By using creator code SirTag in the shop, I get a percentage of all money spent and it allows me to spend more time creating videos on the channel. The support goes a long way and I really appreciate it. We're gonna go for Spear Goblins here. We're gonna see what's up. And this guy, you know, he doesn't waste any time, guys. He just goes in for the golem in the back. Starting play. Let's get it, boys. 6 wins in a grand challenge, and that's what he does. He just goes golem in the back, starting play. Doesn't even care. That's crazy, man. It's absolutely wild. So I think our best bet is just to go in for a Goblin Giant here, so then we tank up the bats and kill them, so then it doesn't get any hull damage on top of our Sparky. And we'll see if he decides to go in for Baby Dragon or something. I wonder, man. We'll see what he decides to do here. I know that the bats would get too much damage, so... Oh, what the heck, dude? You're wildin', aren't you? Alright, I think we have to use the bats on counter push, so let's go for miner plus bats. This gives us dual lane aggression, because he has to respond to the Sparky, and he also has to respond to the bats now. Otherwise, he would have only had to respond to the Sparky, and that would have been really miserable for me. Zap wasn't worth it. I didn't hit it in time, but I definitely do take the left-hand side. So imagine me going in for a miner on the right. All he had to do is go in for the Scar Me, and then he doesn't take as much damage. Then he maybe gets like, I get potentially the entire miner worth of damage, so that's like another 500 on that tower, so his tower would be at 1300. And then his other left-hand tower would be full HP, because then the bats just died to his tower. So I made a really good play of doing dual lane aggression, applying aggression with the bats. If he had zapped, I could have definitely seen myself going in for a miner on the right instead. Oh no! What is this? Wow. That is not chill, dude. I did not agree to that. Oh my gosh. We have to go for Spear Goblins here. Maybe going for like a spicy Goblin Gang, so then the Spear Goblins still stay on that. At least one Spear Goblin on the left will make it not... No, it's not minor hit range. I was going to say it might be minor hit range. It's got Executioner as well. This is like a really bad matchup. This is unbelievably bad. I can't believe we're playing against a Rocket Executioner player. The man's a legend. Legend in his own right, man. We have to zap that so it doesn't get double death damage. I think it only gets 1 if it gets 2 on... Okay. We're not cheesing anymore, boys. We're in a miserable situation. I need to go Goblin Gang on the other side so we can get more chip. I'm wondering if we're even able to take that tower. He's going to go for an Executioner, so we have to get a minor hit and a zap. Guys, I could actually just straight up lose. I could straight up lose this game, which is unbelievable to me. Oh, no, dude. Okay. I think we're fine here, but he could just somehow get the mirror double balloon hit and make us lose. Like, this is probably the craziest hard counter I've ever played in my entire life. Executioner, Rocket, randomly with balloon. Oh man, I don't understand. I genuinely want an answer here. Okay, so he's probably gonna go in for a clone balloon here because the golem's gonna get some HP, allowing him to make something happen. We have to save our zap for the bats. We need to kill that really quickly so the Sparky still demands pressure. I'm wondering if he has any answer to this. If I go Goblin Giant, I think the Goblin Giant does too much. I think it's going to lock onto the tower. Yeah, GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. Wow. That was an emotional roller coaster ride, guys. It was going up and down every which way. I'm so glad that we came out on top because I could not have dealt with losing to that deck, man. I just don't even want to know what my face looked like when he decided to go for that rocket on me. It was dreadful. All right, let's go for Spear Goblins here, see what's up, see what's happening. This dude hopefully is going to go sauce out a snowball, a log, or a bar barrel on that, and he doesn't decide to. So let's go for a Goblin Gang plus miner. Rev up the aggression and see if we can bait something out now. We get barbs, so that's pretty interesting. Maybe it's going to be a Lava Hound miner deck. That's what my initial interpretation of this deck would be as soon as we see Barbarians. At least later in a GC when you see Barbs, it's going to be a standard deck. Yep, Lava Hound as anticipated. So we're playing against Lava Hound. We want to go rush opposite lane with a Goblin Giant and then See what he does. If he goes in for a Mega Minion, we'll go for Minion Horde. Otherwise, we'll just go for Spear Goblins here. Yep, way better. So we're going to be able to kill this Night Witch and maybe get away with a Minion Horde here. Okay, Mega Minion is going to be dropped. This is really good because now he doesn't have Elixir for the Baby Dragon, so we're going to be able to just destroy that Mega Minion really quickly before he has enough Elixir. And then we can go for a Miner, so then the Miner is going to be able to tank for the Baby Dragon, so then we're still able to kill this really quickly with Bats. So I believe that we're going to be able to defend this, and then the Miner is going to die, and then the Baby Dragon won't get too many belches on our tower because obviously he doesn't have anything tanking for it now. And then the Baby Dragon belches on top of the Bats instead of hitting our tower there for the initial splash. So we're in the damage lead on both sides. So despite him having a deck that I would say is like pretty good against us since he has Barbarians and we don't have any real way of killing them, and it's also able to surround the Sparky, kill our Goblin Giant. I mean, I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in an okay spot. I'm thinking that in some situations we might just have to sack our tower and go balls to the walls on offense here. So we'll wait and see if that's going to be the case because he's got Barbs. I might actually have to just relinquish this tower because he could go for Baby Dragon and kill any splash. Well, with splash damage, you can kill anything that we drop, really. So maybe we go for Bats here because the Barbs are going to happen, and then we just want to, like, flood him. Yeah, that worked out super, super well. We couldn't have played that any better, by the way. Because if we decided to play defensive, then what would have happened is he would have Baby Dragon my butt, and what would have happened is all my squishy bait cards just die immediately, right? We really aren't a huge fan of that happening, so just going to zap here. And I think our best bet now is going for a Sparky and 3-crowning this man, because look at all the damage we got. And he's starting to Lava Hound on the left-hand side. If we decide to go on the left-hand side, we probably lose the game. But if we go for the 3-crown, we could come away with victory. We could be victorious, boys. Okay, Baby Dragon's dropped, so let's go in for Minion Horde. Go in for Spear Goblins here. And he's going to poison, but then I think he's just down too much Elixir, and I think that the Sparky will take him. I'm pretty confident about this Sparky breaking through. I've been wrong before, but I think this is not one of those times. GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. Pleasure playing against you. The confidence in this matchup is really, really important. If you don't have the confidence to go opposite lane, you're automatically going to lose this matchup because it is extremely difficult to go same lane. As I said before, all he has to do is drop air units on top of your Sparky, counter push. Even if he loses his tower, the counter push that he has might even 3-crown you. But if he defends in the opposite lane, all of his units that he defends the Sparky with are not going to go towards the lane of his Lava Hound, and it's not going to be a cohesive counter push for him. We're going to see what Elk has to respond with our Spear Goblins with, and he's just going to go for Skellies. So at this point, we have Goblin Giant and we also have Sparky. So if he spams us, we have a lot of defenses so we can cycle our Goblin Gang here. He's going to go in for a Tornado. That's really interesting. So he's going to have a Tornado cycled and he's going to have his Night Witch cycled. So that's going to be 7 Elixir that's just going to die to our Sparky and not give him counter push with the Tornado. So that's really, really nice. I'm feeling like this situation against a Electro Dragon player, our best bet is most certainly not going to be applying aggression with our Sparky. We have to predict the Magic Archer and then kill it. Okay, we didn't predict it, but the Bats are staying alive, so that's fine. And then we can actually successfully go in for a zap to kill the Skeletons and kill the Magic Archer, so then the Bats get on top of the tower and we probably win the game. So the reason why I applied a lot of opposite lane aggression is because it's a fruitless endeavor to go inside Electro Dragon on his side of the map and have our Sparky get stunned, our squishy bait cards just die immediately. Like, it's a really bad time if you do that. So you need to catch them with their Electro Dragon out of cycle, or you fight on your side of the map and you body block the Electro Dragon from locking onto your units. So that's why we cycle our Spear Goblins there, opposed to cycling like the Sparky in the back or other stuff in the back at the start, because then I wouldn't have a reliable answer to this. Okay, so it looks like he just loses to this Minion Horde. I'm pretty confident that the Minion Horde is just going to be able to kill everything pretty quickly. Even if he goes in for a Magic Archer, I think that the Magic Archer retargets on top of the Miner. And then we should be able to just zap this. Okay, so I thought he was going to like Bard Drill or Snowball or something there, but he didn't. And then maybe even the Sparky gets damaged. It was looking like the Sparky was potentially going to get damaged there. So we want to go for Goblin Giant here. Want to go for Spear Goblins. I think the minions might even take the tower. Okay, so the minions don't do as much damage as I thought. I thought it was at least going to get one hit. Spear Goblins are going to get defended. Okay, this is great. Because if we just defend this and don't get 3-crown, we win the game. I don't think there's any way for him to defend this. So the way I want to play is I want to go for a Minion Horde on this. Kill the Electro Dragon, go for a Miner on top of the Magic Archer. The Sparky is probably going to die here. I don't see it like coming ahead in a good interaction, but I know that we'll be able to take the right-hand side for sure. So let's just spam him here, and the Electro Dragon will die. There's no way that it's going to be able to kill a Minion Horde, a Goblin Giant, and all my spam. It's just not possible. So we just need to keep up the aggression with the miner and take the tower. He's trying to defend for whatever reason, which is really, really good for me. He's going to even fireball that. That was great, dude. Holy. So at this point, I think he's down a lot of elixir and he doesn't have Electro Dragon. So our best bet is to go in for a Goblin Gang with our Goblin Giant. We need to keep up the aggression so he's not able to get like Magic Archers and get all his splash damage plus Tornado to clean everything up, because that would be pretty bad. So we kind of trade evenly there, which isn't really the best, to be honest. I want him to spam into me. So I want to go for the miner. I want to have my Sparky fight on my side of the map, so then we're going to be able to deal with the Electro Dragon a little bit easier. So we're going to wait, then drop our Sparky here. The miner's going to get like 2 hits. If it gets 3, I'm super stoked. That is really good for me, though. And it looks like he's going to give us a very, very nice Goblin Giant pull, so I'm happy about this. So we're going to be able to go and pull everything into us. Going for bats here, and probably just get away with a Goblin Gang. If I had to guess, I think that would be more than enough to clean everything up. So unfortunately, he's going to go in for another Electro Dragon, so we can't really kill that. But we can go for the 3. As weird as this sounds, I think this might be the correct play. Just applying so much aggression and then going in for some bait cards on the other side. Because if he tries to 3-crown me, I think that we 3-crown first. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty confident about that. If he fireballs or something, like, he just gets 3-crowned in my opinion. So, yeah, he's forced to spend all of his elixir on defense. And then because of that, he's in a really tough situation. So we can go for a Goblin Giant in the middle, going for bats here. And look at all the spam that we have on the left-hand side. There's no way the Magic Archer can stop that. That's going to be GG, well played, and peace out. Even if you are a CRL coach running a crazy hard counter with Electro Dragon, we still assert dominance. So we have a pretty interesting hand here. I'm going to go and cycle Miner. I'll be very disappointed in myself if we get caught by Battle Healer, though. So fortunately, he doesn't do that. He's going to go in for a Skarmy, and we get 3 hits with the Miner. So if you guys are wondering what a baseline amount of damage that you should be okay with for a Miner, 3 to 4 hits is really, really good. So we see a Skarmy and Golem right out of the gate. This guy's going to go in for the Golem. So it's really good for us to start Sparky same lane, because we're going to be able to obliterate it. Our damage per second is unparalleled. And then it takes a long time for the Sparky to kill it as well. So then we rack up even more elixir and get an even better counter push. So we'll see what he decides to do here. If he decides to spam into us, we can just go in for something to go and body block and then use our minion horde to go and kill the baby dragon. So the baby dragon's going to fall. It's going to perish quickly. And then he tries to go in for a clone. This guy's really aggressive. So one thing that could have screwed me there is if he decided to go for a clone at the right time, like very, very, very precise timing, he could have had a phenomenal answer to our minions. Double baby dragon shots immediately evaporates our minions. 2 shots is all it takes, and we could have lost the game right then and there. But he would have also not been able to drop the Night Witch there, so it was good for us because we realized you don't have elixir for that immediately, and as a result, we're able to capitalize on that, dropping the minion horde, kill your air units that usually are a counter to us, but we were able to drop the Goblin Giant in front because of our quick reaction time. And then I think we're just in a really good spot. If he decides to go for a Golem at the river or something just crazy here. So if he decides to go Golem, he loses the game because we just 3-crown. If he spams me, then we just drop Goblin Giant and then we kite everything into us. So if he goes like Lumberjack, Night Witch, or whatever, or Prince, we just Goblin Giant and kite it right into the Sparky. Golem at the river, 8 elixir. Well, you don't have elixir to defend. So that was our reasoning for going for Sparky in the back and going same lane as him right here. Also against clone players, I feel very apprehensive about ever playing like the long game against them because the baby dragon is really, really annoying. I need to make sure that he's spending elixir. I need to make him freaking out. Like if he's not freaking out, we're not playing the game correctly in my opinion. So we're going to zap this just so the baby dragons die so he doesn't break through everything. Super crazy. This guy is wild in here. We're in a really good spot because he's not starting the golem. The only way that he can really win this at this point is starting a golem in the back and then getting a whole bunch of damage on us. So he's okay. That's a bad play on his end because what we do here is we go for Goblin Gang, we go in for Spear Goblins, and we have a Goblin Giant, and we take the left-hand side. It's completely over. The game is effectively over now because he can't kill those Spear Goblins. So we just zap here, and then we have the Miner still doing its damage. Yes, you're able to take 1 tower, but yeah, we got the game in the bag. And this is exactly what I was talking about before. Watch this, guys. Watch how juicy this is. We're able to go in for a Goblin Giant, kite everything into us, and man, does that just feel good, baby. So there's not much you can do if we can just stagger everything and then clean up the Night Witch before it gets too much damage. Actually, I don't even want to zap this. I'd rather conserve elixir for the Skarmy and then zap it because we know he's going to Skarmy right on top of this, or he should. Wow, he didn't. That was interesting. He has to Skarmy on top of this, though, and that's going to be GG. GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. Pleasure playing against you and asserting dominance.